For depends, there are a lot of things that can be verified from the users, the devices, which tokens go to what wallets, data at rest, data in transit, data in use, all these things. What's your take on what is the most important thing to verify? What's like ground zero for verification of depends?
Yeah, I of course give the very economic answer here, which is like, there's probably no general answer, just the consideration that in principle, I mean, why is verification so hard? I mean, look at LivePeer, look at Renderer. I mean, Inferix just mentioned it, right? They developed this like proof of render, and it's like super complicated, but Render itself doesn't have it because in order to verify that the job was done properly, you need to redo it completely. And this is economic nonsense. Like, right? This is like when the rule of thumb is if the cost to verify something is larger than the service, you can ask yourself, there's a reason though why you would do it, because mainly is, maybe it is your value proposition, right? And that's why I would say it's fair to have that spectrum to say Akash, LivePeer, Render, for example, on the more like, we have some sampling, we don't have so much verification, we're more reputation based, versus on the other side of the spectrum, Filecoin, everything is verifiable, there's proofs. But this comes as a high cost, right? I mean, Filecoin, the initial compute cost was even higher. They get them down 90%, but still the cost of operating Filecoin over 75% is still just for this verification process, for the snarks, for the sealing, for the 30-minute storage proofs. It's a design decision that you as a protocol can do, and that's why I would more say like, turn the question back to the builder to say like, okay, what is your value proposition at this time? Do you want to start right away with like, we are the Filecoins, we have everything proof and verifiable? Or like more the, Akash, or like, okay, we first want to prove a market and see, because just to be fair on this discussion, right? If you look at traditional businesses, I mean, take any example of real life, physical infrastructure, mobile bandwidth on your home. If you get screwed and you paid for 1 gigabyte per second, but only get 800, I mean, A, who's going to measure it? And B, even the guys who can measure it and prove it, what's going to happen, right? So that's why I wouldn't, beat myself up to it. It's more like an economic decision.